we have you here today. So what are the specific roadblocks that typically prevent your client from starting with you for branding?
Okay, well, the typical way, the typical process of how they get started is, which we'll be talking about too, when they do a book purchase. Okay.
No, this is what are the typical roadblocks?
Oh, typical roadblocks. Okay, got it. Sorry. The typical roadblocks that are typically prevent your client from. Okay. They think it's not for them. The first thing they think branding's not for them. But remember, branding is actually a process of creating an image in a consumer's mind. If you want a customer, you're going to be branding. The question is, are you branding from your hip by hope, or are you doing it with strategic thinking, thought process that's very intentional to yield a specific result? Most companies, 99.9% of them, they do it from the hip, because here again, it's a lack of education. This is not taught in school. Only generally speaking, large corporations understand this. That's why they have experts to help them out building out their brands. The point being is this: branding is for all size company, all size businesses, whether you have a product, a service, or information. As long as you want a customer, you need a brand. That's the first thing. The roadblock is a misperception. I don't need branding. Okay? Another roadblock to branding is, oh, it's too expensive. There's 3 ways you could brand. You could do it yourself and get educated through books, seminars like this, webinars like this. The second is hire a consultant. The third, have your brand created for you. So there's 3 options. You could definitely do the books, very affordable to learn the importance of branding, because it is the most powerful language of business, and most people don't realize that. It is the most powerful language in business. And if you talk to any company that's generally speaking over a couple $100 million to $1 billion, they'll tell you the brand is everything. If you ask Richard Branson what's the most important thing to your business, he'll say the brand. If Steve Jobs was still here, he would say the brand. Okay? Now, the roadblocks they had, they didn't even clearly understand, except for Steve Jobs for that. But let's say Nike, for example, they didn't even understand the importance behind branding when they created their company in the 70s. It wasn't until the mid-90s they understood the importance behind branding, and that's when they started to grow their company exponentially. They hired a true branding firm that understood how they could support them to the area of success. So, or another roadblock is, oh, I have a company already. How do I rebrand? So you can either do 1 or 3 things. You could brand from scratch, you could upgrade your brand, or you can do a complete makeover.